Welcome back to Scathingly Brilliant Idea. Hi, I'm Nancy, and today I'm going to give you some first impressions on my new PAL planner for 2026 and show you a mock layout I put together. For those of you who didn't see my opening video, I got this from Yoseka Stationery. There are a couple of other places that sell it across the country, and it was intriguing to me because of the layout being unique and also the paper, because I really do enjoy Maromon paper. They make Nemesine pads. I had to go through my collection to find other B6 books that I had I could use that were similar to the layout here to make it easy for me to pull some pages out of here and create a mock spread for me to test out one of the ideas I have to be using this planner for next year. I found this Take a Note B6 planner that I had used for a good chunk of this year for my health and wellness planner. And it is for those of you who don't know, Take a Note, it's Tomoe River paper, 68 GSM, so it's a little bit thicker than most. And it has a grid similar to Clyde, where um, it has light marks where the 2 millimeter grids are, and then a darker mark for 4 millimeter, and then 5 boxes make a square. They've got a center dot. It makes it really easy to do your own bullet journaling and decorating in here. So I was able to pull some paper out of here to use for a sample layout, and I'm going to walk you through what I did. To make the layout page, I found the center of a signature in the extra pages in the back of my Take a Note planner. And I took a cutter and just slit along where the thread lines were to be able to pull out the duo sheet and the folded sheet in order to use as my sample page. Because the black side of the cutting mat freebie was the same size as the boxes, at first I was going to put that under the paper and trace it, but the paper from the Take a Note planner is 68 GSM, and it was a little too thick to be able to see anything. So I ended up resorting to counting squares and then making marks with pencil, going back and using a straight edge to draw the lines for all of my boxes. Now for the fun part. I decided to pull out some decorations, and since this is for next week, which is the last week of October and Halloween, I am using a couple of things, including some print and cut stickers I downloaded from I Love to Print. I love the designs that she has, and so these fall ones seem to call my name. I will leave a link to her website in the description box, but I printed those out on my printer and cut them with my Silhouette machine and decided to do a little layered look for one of the boxes. And one of the recommendations for use of this mat is because the design on the black side is the same as the boxes, you can do example layouts on that and transfer that onto the paper after you're satisfied with what you want it to look like. Because that template is plasticized, it is very easy to transfer things off of there and to play around with it there. However, I will say that the paper itself is uh, I had no problem removing stickers on the paper itself. I just had to go slowly, but it's not as finicky as what I think Stalogy paper is, or even Tomoe River paper. This Marlman paper is pretty sturdy and was easy to change. So I wouldn't know that you have to do it on the mat, but I just wanted to try it out since that was what one of the intended uses was. So I'm playing around with the placement of a few more stickers. Just wanted to keep this real minimal. I decide that I want to add my weather for the week. So I looked that up on my iPad and decided to place that above on the right hand side where I use this self inking punch to designate the weather, and then I go back over with my pen to write in the high and the low temperatures for the days. So just to have at a glance, I've got a little idea without opening up my iPhone. Found a couple of other stickers to designate things I know are going to be happening on specific days. Decided to add an idea sticker so that I can jot down ideas and thoughts in that blank space on the top left, and decided to try photos. So I found with my Ivy Canon that if I switched it to a four collage grid, those stickers, when cut, work perfectly inside the grid boxes. So that was fun to know because I do like to use photos a lot. I'm just going back in here and using some marker to add some boxes, write in some special dates like my sabbatical, which starts on November 1st. I'm off for the month of November. There's a little bit more room for some additional elements. So I'm writing in a different special ink color when I know I have to go into the office, adding a few more embellishments, looking through some small stickers that I have, seeing what I might want to add to enhance things. Decide to just add a sticker for when I take my shot for Zepbound. And after writing in a few more dates, I decided to add some Deco Rush or some stamps, rolling little decorative stamps I have. And so I decided to pick a couple of those, put them in the margin up above the box, just add a little extra touch. And then stepping back, it looked like there were still a few more things that were missing. And so I decided to just take that same mild liner and just outline the box on the side. So here's a close up of my first trial layout. I have a combination of medium here. I've got the Deco Rush tapes. I have just a roller stamp down here. I have a Tombow marker. I have a gel pen here that I outlined it in mild liner. I have a regular sticker, some stickers hand printed out, and then these stamps I used here. These are these days of the week stamps that I put in these little penciled boxes here, and these stamps for the weather, these stamps for different activities. I used the piano one and then the film one for times that I plan. Well, we got the piano tuner coming, and then I'm planning on doing some more videos next weekend. I'm going to try this out this week, see how I like it. I have a lot of ideas for this, and so this is just a first trial run. I can easily take more pages out from my take a note planner and try some different things, but it gives you an idea of the different, I'll get a good feel, I guess, for the different types of medium and how it handles. So a quick refresher of this mat here that I used. So the white side of this free cutting mat has a different grid than is actually on the paper and is on the back side. This back side on the black side, this is exactly the same, measures the exact same as the boxes inside the planner. You can easily try out things on here or cut things to exact size on here without any problem because these boxes are 0.4 millimeters. The flip side, the white side, is a standard centimeter. So it's 0.5. So these box grids would be a little bit bigger. But then again, it's also a measuring tool for you to use. And And this comes with the handy keychain that you just have. It's kind of like a carabiner hook on it, where you can just add this to it and then, you know, strap this around. You can take one side of this off, strap it around something, put this back on with this back on, and easier said than done. Put that back on, and then this folds up and clasps here with the little cutout. So that's the little freebie planner, and that is the intended use for it. The test paper that came with it is was in this accordion paper. So I wasn't exactly sure what this was when I got it. Had I perhaps looked at the print in English that said test, I might have figured it out a little faster. I ended up with two of these, but I have used this one to test out different pens that I've got inked up right now. So this one is a pretty juicy Shown Design Monarch nib, and it has a slightly sheening ink in it now, a Kobe ink. And so this paper still shows some of the sheening characteristics of it. I'm not sure how well this is going to pick up on camera. Maybe I'll move it a little bit closer. You can see a little slight red sheen to that. This is my Pilot FA nib, or the Falcon nib on my 823, and that just has a Pilot black ink in it. This is my actual Pilot Falcon pen, Diatramentus Document black ink in it that I have. This is my Pilot Justice, my Pilot Custom 823 that I have in Monteverde Gratitude. And you can see here on that, I had some slight feathering. This is a TWSBI sheening purple ink. This is a regular dot, well, what's that called? Zig dot pen marker, one of these. This is, well, I said it was a Tombow, but this is an Arteza. Same concept. And then this last dot here are these Midori join dots, which tend to be a little juicier than the zig dots. This is my Mont Blanc double broad, which is probably my juiciest pen. No problem with the ink in that, which is a Van Diemen's ink. This is my shimmer ink in my Leonardo Memento Zero. I have another shimmer ink in the TWSBI, and then this Esterbrook stub nib has Colorverse Cornfield in it, and there's some slight feathering on that as well on this paper. So if we flip it over, you can see that there's really no issues. There's a little bit of bleed through in space in certain parts of that broad custom 823 with the magnet Monteverde Gratitude in it. But otherwise, everything else is real good. So this is similar to the regular notebooks you get from, and I'm looking for one now. I usually keep one around. Maromon also manufactures the brand name type of notebook, Nemesine. It's manufactured by them. You can see here in the back. This is A5. Let's see, what does it say? This is also 80 GSM paper, and this is a 5mm grid. But at first I thought this looked wider than this. It's very similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same paper. I don't know that much about Marumon's paper. I know like Kokuyo has like a million different papers, but I'm not sure if Marumon has just one kind of Nemesine paper or not. If you know, please share in the comments. But anyway, really happy with the paper. I do love this. I buy these notebooks all the time. They're my favorite for just like pads to write on. And then I also wanted to show you some of my testing with the different whiteout scenarios I have, or color correctors, I should call them, not whiteouts. Where did the other one go? I had it right here. It's getting a little bit messy over here. Um, well, anyway, this first one here was a Wiper brand, and that's the one I'm looking for. I know I've got one up here that's in a different size. Did I put this away in here? Yeah, I put it away in here. So this I have in 2.5 and in 5 millimeter size. I got it off of Amazon. There's different places that sell it, and it's just called Wiper Cream Tape. And at first I thought I would try this. It works pretty well on Midori paper. It's a little too yellow on this. It's a little bit obvious. Next I tried just the plain old Tombow original correction tape I have. And that was a little bit, it's not off, but it's a little bit wider than the paper itself. And this one actually, I kind of like the best. It's just a cheapo Mr. Pen, it came in a multi-pack, and these are nice and portable. And it doesn't have a high gloss finish on it. Well, I guess I say that. It does have more of a high gloss, but it's thinner. It's not quite as thick as the other ones are. But I think, from a distance, it definitely looks like that's not bad. It's maybe a tinge gray. And then this last one doesn't work very well, and I don't like this one very well either. It's the Orbitech, which is the kind that's retractable. Um, I don't know. I thought it looks like a good try, but I've never really come to really like it. It's very thick and kind of just lays on the paper instead of sticks to the paper. It's kind of more like laying a piece of white washi on top of the paper, I guess is the best way to describe it. So anyway, those are the tests of the different types of correction tapes on here. So all in all, I'm really looking forward to trying this out this week. I will have a good chance to see how it performs, and I may end up switching some things out in the process. I'm sure I will generate some additional ideas about how I want to be using this. Thanks for watching today. Until the next time.